Hello there. In this video, I'm going to discuss about physical quantities. A physical quantity is a property of matter and energy that can be measured. For example, in a fine Sunday morning, your dad invites you to go with him to visit a site that is for sale. So yeah, since you have nothing to do on a Sunday, you go with your dad and you've noticed that because of the less traffic, your dad is driving relatively faster. This time, when you look at the speedometer of the car, you read 70 km per hour. So that's quite a fast speed. And because of that, it only took you 30 minutes to reach the place. Okay, and when you reach the site, you've noticed that the piece of lot that is for sale is in a shape of a rectangle. And when you decide to measure the dimension, you got the width to be 10 meters and the length to be 20 meters. And when you're asked your dad, how much does this cost? And your dad replied that the seller is selling it at a price of 1,000 per square meter, 1,000 pesos per square meter. So, recalling your geometry class, you try to calculate the area in your head, and remember that area is length times width. So length times width, the length is 10 meters, the width is 20 meters. If you multiply that, you get 200 square meter. And since the seller is selling it at 1,000 per square meter, you figure out, oh, that this must cost 200,000 pesos. So these numbers that I'm listing here, these are how we measure physical quantities. So the speed, 70 km per hour, the time, 30 minutes, the width, 10 meters, the length, 20 meters, and the area, 200 square meters. So what we notice is that we have the magnitude, which is the number, followed by the unit. In this case, kilometer per hour, minute, meters, and meter squared. So in physics, physical quantities are classified either as basic or derived. Normally, we encounter the 7 basic quantities, or also known as fundamental quantities. These are the mass. Perhaps your mass is like 50 kilograms. The length is a basic quantity. In this case, width and this length of the lot here is under the quantity length. They all measure the same thing, the distance between 2 points. So the thickness of your book perhaps is still under this quantity length. And the possible units could be meter, could be centimeter, and there are many other units that can be used. Time, for example, in this example of hours is 30 minutes. It could be also like 0.5 hours if you want to have a unit of hours. So they could just be equivalent. And temperature, electric current, amount of substance, luminous intensity, these are the only 7 basic quantities. The rest of the quantities are what we call derived, which means that it can be expressed as a combination of any of these 7 basic quantities. For example, how fast the car is moving. Your dad is driving it at 70 km per hour. If you notice that this speed here, the unit of speed is kilometer per hour. This is a combination of kilometer is a measure of length, and hour here is a measure of time. So in that case, speed is a derived quantity because it's a combination when we divide length and time. Also here, the area is also a derived quantity because it's what? It is just a product of length and length. So in this case, meter squared. So this makes area already a derived quantity. So we'll try to do more practice problems in the next videos. Hopefully you get the idea for this one. How do we classify physical quantity? Thank you.